Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Keck, one of the teachers of the Hill Life Group, and this is your Hill Review for today. And I know I'm not scheduled to do a podcast. It's not my time. I didn't do a lesson on Sunday morning. But I'm sitting out here in the parking lot of the Texas Motor Speedway on a Sunday morning, wishing I was at church, but rather working at the Texas Motor Speedway. And we're getting ready for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500, which is going to begin midday today. But as I'm sitting here thinking about different things and reading some scripture, I'm looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 9. And I want to talk just very briefly. This will not be a 15-minute podcast, I'm sure, because I didn't do extensive planning or preparation or anything like that. This is just kind of what I'm thinking about today as I'm standing out or sitting out in front of a racetrack. But 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24, and here's what it says. Don't you know that the runners in the stadium all race, but only one receives the prize? Run in such a way to win the prize. Now, everyone who competes exercises self-control in everything. However, they do it to receive a crown that will fade away, but we a crown that will never fade away. Therefore, I do not run like one who runs aimlessly, or box like one beating the air. Instead, I discipline my body and bring it under strict control, so that after preaching to others, I myself will not be disqualified. So Paul here is referencing athletics and athletes' abilities to living the Christian life. That's not uncommon. Paul has done that before in several places. He has referenced the athletic abilities as it relates to Christian life. And it's pretty fitting here in Corinthians, seeing as how the second largest sporting event in the world was generally held there in Corinth. So people are familiar with athletes getting themselves ready for the games in Corinth. And just to kind of touch a little bit on that as well, about how much he references this. 2 Corinthians 4:7 says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course. Paul continuously talks about how Christian life relates to being an athlete. If we look in Hebrews 12, the first two verses, it says, Therefore, since we also have such a large cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that lies before us. You know, as we wake up every day and we look at the day that stands ahead of us, each day we see a race course. And we want to finish that course as completely submissive, obedient children of God. And what Christ tells us to do each and every day is what we should strive to do every day. You know, athletes condition their bodies. They work out consistently. They have special diets that they stay with. They also train in their particular sport that they're involved in, and they train consistently. So that when it comes time for a race or it comes time for the sporting event, they have the skills and the physical abilities to win that race, to win that contest. And that's what we need to do. We have the ability to condition our lives. We should wake up every morning and spend time with Jesus. Maybe every night, spend time with Jesus. We need to look into His Word, read the Scriptures. We need to be so close to Him that we know Him intimately. And because He's already died on the cross for us, and because we've already overcome the devil, makes it worthwhile to continue this race. Even though the devil wants to distract us, even though the devil wants to make us fly off the track, we need to be running the race with the intent to win. You can't win if you're flying off the tracks. You can't win if you're worried about yourself. If you're too tired or too much pain to work out, you won't be strong enough to run the race. You know, sometimes we're just too tired to read Scripture. Sometimes there's just not enough time to sit down, open the book, and read Scripture. Sometimes it's just hard to be submissive to Christ and to do what He's asking us to do because of our own selfish desires. These are the things we should refrain from as we condition our bodies daily to run the race and win first prize. You know, when we do that, people notice. And whoever's winning the race, people notice. And when people notice how we're running our little Christian lives daily with the intent to win the race, they will see who Jesus is through our actions. Paul's right. Being a Christian and living the Christian life and being submissive to Christ every day is hard because of the distractions that the devil puts in our place, or because of the idols that we continuously cling to every day. And whatever those things are, we've got to get rid of them. Because, you know, if an athlete skips 3 days of workout each week and eats fried chicken and Dr. Peppers 3 meals a week, his physical conditioning will decline, making it hard to finish the race. So we too need to be disciplined every day to condition our bodies to run the race, to win first prize, and to do everything that Christ asks us to do without question and without fail. I hope you have a good day.